Mr. Tua, goodbye. You really suck at throwing footballs when it is cold. Your old friend Nick Saban still thinks that Jalen Hurts was a better option. He still thinks that Hurts is a better option. So bye, little Tua, goodbye. You really can't throw in the cold, so I know the only option is to sign and play a seventh rounder who played in Texas his whole life. A seventh rounder who plays in Texas his whole life. And we're live with NFL Insider James. My name is Jamie Jakes, and what you are watching is What Are We Talking About with Jamie Jakes. So, of course, I am him. I am sitting virtually next to NFL Insider James, and us two right now, we're here to make you guys some money. All right, we are going to break down the NFL Week 16 gambling slate. James, who's hotter than us?
Nobody.
We're pretty hot right now. I'm pretty hot in particular, 8-2. James is something similar, hitting some plus money bets, so his record isn't going to be quite as good as mine, but both of us are doing pretty good, which is good to see this late in the season. NFL Insider James, Alabama Insider James, Tua Tagovailoa benched today. Do you have any statements from the Alabama Alumni Association regarding this occurrence in the NFL?
Yeah, if you've watched Tua at any point in his career after that Mississippi State game where he absolutely destroyed his hip, he has not been the same player. So I wish him the best. Hopefully he stops getting hits in the head and just retires because he made a fuck ton of money. So Tua, if you're watching, which you are, obviously, just go ahead and relax in your Miami mansion for the rest of your life. You've earned it, man.
Amen to Tua. Good job out of you. The Dolphins will be paying him a lot of money, whether he's playing for them or not, for the next couple of years. So shout out to him, got his money, and looks like he's on his way out of the NFL. So we'll see about that. Recap of last week. Like I said, I was 4-1, 8-2 in the last 2 weeks. James and I go head-to-head each week to see who is the best sports gambler in the world. Right now, I am the holder of the hammer of truth and justice, but James is trying to rip it out of my hand because he's been pretty hot too lately. Going into the end of the year, he is one game ahead of me. I got to go 2-1 to reclaim my title. James has to win 2, right? Does that math work?
I think that would tie it if you went 2-1.
So I got to go 3-0.
You got to go 3-0 to win, and then if it comes to tiebreaker, we look at overall units throughout the whole season, I guess.
No, the playoffs will be our tie break. That's what it was last year, not total units.
Oh, man. So
I'll still beat you in total units, James. I'll still beat you in total units. I know I will. So you don't even want that.
All right.
And also, I don't want to go back and count the units over 18 weeks. So
I've got my records. I don't know about you,
but I guess it wouldn't be that hard. Anyways, the only problem is I don't trust you to calculate your own unit gain and loss. Anyways, last week we told you Joe Burrow was going to suck, or I told you Joe Burrow was going to suck in the cold. Chiefs still stink. And what else is going on? Oh, Rashee Rice has given up on the season with a phantom concussion injury. We told you that was going to happen.
You'd hate to see nobody else, deserves to have somebody hit and run that quick every weekend.
he's taking a couple of Molly Whoppins. You love to see it, like he's a pregnant lady on George W. Bush Highway or wherever the hell that stuff happened.
On 75, right by SMU. What a shock.
75, close to where James and I are recording. We are based out of Dallas. Of course, if this is your first time joining us, we told you exactly how the Commanders-Giants game was going to go. I had the over. James had the Commanders winning outright, plus money, no big deal. Broncos are really good. They beat the Packers. I told you that was going to happen. The only game we both got wrong was the Lions. You had money line. I had Lions at +6. Which would have been nice if the Lions went for 2, scored, would have pushed for me. Or if Jake Bates would have just made that 40-yard field goal on the opening drive of the game, I would have won that bet. All right, I would have gone 5-0 on the week. But I'm not going to complain. That was 4-1. 4-1 is pretty darn good, James.
Great weekend from both of us. I really thought that Lions game was in hand at halftime, though. When I left and when I got home, I went, oh, never mind.
Yeah, that was a hard one for me. I am, of course, repping the Green Bay Packers today. As a Detroit Lions fan, I'll be cheering for the Packers this week so they can beat the Bears, so the Lions can beat the Bears in Week 18, sneak into the playoffs so they can get absolutely rocked in the wild card round by whoever they're facing. So that's what it's like being a Lions fan right now. At least I'm not an Alabama fan. I guess Alabama can win the national championship still this season. So
we absolutely can. We play Friday.
I can't make fun of James for that. Anyways, you ready? You ready to give our viewers some winners, James?
Always. The note sheet's ready. The lines have been tested, poked, prodded, all the advanced statistics analyzed. I'm ready to rock and roll.
We've been analyzing a lot of statistics and metrics this season, and we are going to start with tonight's game, James. Thursday night, the Rams at the Seahawks. The Seahawks are 1.5-point favorites at home. The over-under set to 42 or 42.5. Like we always say, shop those lines. If you are out there, we'll shop them for you. Thursday night football, small chance of rain over there in Seattle. Davante Adams will be out for this one with a hamstring injury. What do you got on Rams Seahawks, James?
Well, both of these teams are just elite everywhere. You look at statistical categories, these guys are top of the top. The Rams are filet mignon, the Seattle Seahawks are filet mignon, and the Rams are A5 Wagyu at this point.
Wow.
I got to say, when we're looking at the advanced statistics, only one thing really stood out to me. What's the worst part of the Seattle Seahawks defense this year? Their defense against the run. Who doesn't really factor into the run game? A man named Davante Adams. So I'm not as worried about that injury as a lot of people might be. And I have grabbed the Rams on a spread, -1, but I got +100 on it.
Okay. Do you want that to be your official bet, or do you want to take Rams at +1.5? I guess I'll give you the decision on that.
That's a tough one. I prefer the -1 at +100 because I think this Rams team is going to win.
James, what do you got to do to win football games? I'll give you a hint. You just said it.
Got to run the ball.
You got to stop the run. That's exactly right. And that was my exact handicap on this game. Both teams are very good at stopping the run, but only one team can actually run the ball, and that is the Rams. The Seahawks are one of the worst running offenses in the leagues, despite having Michigan State great Kenneth Walker toting the rock for them in the backfield. Also, the one thing you didn't mention is got to have it playoff. Sam Darnold has officially entered the chat, and he has been playing that way for the past couple of weeks. So I expect him to play that way again here on primetime on Thursday night. Rams got to have this one. So I'm going to take the Rams, and I'm going to take them at +1.5 points, -105, I believe, on MGM. MGM is being very nice to their what are they be customers?
They're suckers.
No, they're not suckers this week because they've got -105 on both sides.
I'm a Circa man. I'm still waiting for my official sponsorship to come through, but Circa, sponsor me. Come on.
Amen, James. Also, we should mention that these two teams have played already, right? And the Rams won.
They did.
Yeah. So there you go. All right. Moving on to our next game. This one, Saturday night. The Packers at the Bears. A big one for me, a Lions fan. Big one for the Packers, big one for the Bears. Not a big one for the Vikings. They don't really seem to care about this one, I don't think. This is an interesting spread because you can get +1.5 on either side currently. You can get +1.5 Bears. You can get +1.5 Packers. So whichever side you like, take your pick. A lot of Vegas odds can be exploited this late in the season. Good to see. Over under set to 46.5 points. A little bit of cold, but good weather overall. No precipitation, no high wind are likely for this one. Both teams, I will mention, are very banged up this season. Of course, the Packers just losing Micah Parsons to an ACL injury. What do you got on this one, James? Packers, Bears.
Jerry Jones does it again. Just absolutely winning trades.
He traded 6 ACLs for 2 ACLs. Brilliant move out of Jerry Jones.
It's pretty smart.
Pretty smart.
Pretty smart.
Very
These
smart.
teams, they're not even close statistically. I don't know how this line is the way it is. Is Micah Parsons throwing the football, running the football, catching the football? Is Micah Parsons playing all 11 positions on defense? The answer to all those questions is no.
No.
So I have no idea why these lines are the way they are. I get that the Bears beat them earlier in the year, but I just don't see it. Packers learn from their mistakes.
Packers beat Bears.
Oh, apologies.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So, I mean, that makes it even worse. I don't even understand the line then. Bears have the statistically 10th worst defense in the league. I don't see how this game goes anywhere outside of Packers. I've got them at +1, -105. I'll take them at 1.5 if I can also get -105, but I assume it's -110.
So your PFF has the Bears as one of the worst defenses in the league?
10th worst.
Really? I have the opposite. I have 11th best. I have 11th best Bears defense in the league. That's interesting. Okay. It might have to do with their strength of schedule, because if you adjust for the Bears' strength of schedule, especially against the offenses they've faced, that kind of makes sense. But either way, you took the Packers at +1. What did you take?
Packers +1, -105. So that would also equate to Packers 1.5.
1.5. Yeah. If you take that line, which one do you want officially?
I always like a -105 and +1 because I know the Packers are going to win outright. So what does it matter?
Okay, nice. All right. Anyways, Packers have a better offense. I think we both can agree on that. I have Bears having a better defense, which make this game pretty even. Bears have a better run defense. Packers have a better Bears have a better run offense. Packers have a better run defense. So the run game matches up nicely as well for a good game, an even game. But these two played 2 weeks ago, and the Packers won by 7. So by that math, I don't respect the Bears' home field advantage at all in this one. So I'm not going to calculate that too much into the spread. And like you said, how many points is Micah Parsons worth? I think probably 2 points if you're being generous. 1.5 point
generous
for if you're being honest. So I'd make this game a WTF, a wrong team favored. I'm gonna take the Packers, and I'm gonna take that 1.5 point. So that's 2 slant agreements so far.
Double agreement.
And we were simpatico over the last couple of weeks, James. Went pretty well for our viewers. So hopefully that trend keeps up. Moving on to our third game of our slate. Bigger slate than usual out of James, but there's no bye week, so why wouldn't James attack these soft lines that we're seeing late in the season? Buccaneers at the Panthers. The Panthers are getting 3 points at home. The over-under set to 45 or 46 points. Perfect weather game. Tetaroa McMillan is not practicing currently with like an ankle foot issue. Not exactly sure what his status will be for the game, but he might be limited in terms of how good he's looking for this one. James, Buccaneers, Panthers, what do you got?
Well, looking at both teams, I was shocked at how close they were. I didn't expect these teams to be as statistically close as they were. If anybody is paying attention to the NFL at all, I know I'm an insider, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers locker room is in shambles.
Chaos. Really?
Absolute chaos on the defensive end. Absolutely mistrusting each other, screaming at each other on defensive assignments at the end of last week. King Tet, as I'm coining him, hopefully that catches on. I think King Tet would be a great nickname for him. He's going to play. So I'm taking the Panthers at +140 down there in Tampa Bay.
Okay, so James taking the plus, what do you say, 140 bet?
+140.
Money line on the Panthers. Here's the research I found that was interesting. I found out that both of these teams are not very good. when I statistically started breaking these two teams down, offenses are similar, but Bucks just got back Evans. Bucks just got back Godwin. Bucks just got back Bucky. Great name for a Buccaneer, by the way. Panthers may have potentially lost Tetaroa. You seem to be confident that he's going to be 100% for this one. I'm not as convinced as you are. The Bucks are going to dominate the run game on both sides. They are very advantageous on the defensive side and the offensive side in this matchup in the run game. Even without Bucky Irving, they've been better. Now they've got Bucky back, and he's a much better running back than the backups that they have in Tampa Bay. Also, if I've got an even game and I've got Baker Mayfield on one side of the football, guess which side I'm betting? I'm betting with Baker freaking Mayfield, and I'm going to take the Bucs on the road to cover 3 points.
Wow.
Disagreement. I can't believe you dare bet against Baker Mayfield on my podcast, on my YouTube channel.
Wow.
I'm offended. Wow. Anyways, moving on. Our next game on our slate, the Jags and the Broncos. The Broncos are 3-point favorites at home. Over-under set to 46.5 or 47.5. Perfect weather game. What do you got on this one?
Relatively even teams. No home field advantage for the weather for the Broncos, which is probably the biggest part of their home field advantage. I'm actually taking the Jacksonville Jaguars here at plus 150. And you mentioned on your YouTube channel, hopefully next week it's under new management while you're at the hospital. So we're going to have, what are we talking about with Jamie James next week?
Oh, okay. So taking the Jags money line on this one, James, plus money bet for you. First of all, home field advantage for the Broncos. We mentioned last week, one of the most knowledgeable fan bases, one of the best fan bases in the league. And B, elevation, James. They're playing way up high.
They're playing high?
Really, really high.
Playing high?
These Broncos are. And the Jags, they practice really, really low. So I would like to correct you and inform you that the Broncos' home field advantage is worth a lot more than just cold, blistery weather here in December. It's actually going to be pretty warm.
They never mention it. They never mention how high up that elevation is.
I think it's like 5,200 feet or something like that. I don't know.
Like a mile?
Not exactly sure.
I think that was a mile.
I don't know. Like 1,600 meters or something like that. I think that's what they call it, right? 1,600 meter high stadium.
They have 1,600 on the back of all their helmets.
That's what that's for. Okay. Anyways, James, 2 elite defenses, which is weird to say about the Jags, but they were good with Travis Hunter playing defense for them. Much better, of course, with Travis Hunter not playing defense for him and not knowing where to go, not knowing where to line up, not knowing who to cover, not knowing what the play is. So that seems to be a positive for them, getting Travis Hunter off the football field and his goofy antics. All right. Jags. So you look at these teams, you look at this over-under, it's 47.5, and you're like, wow, these are 2 elite defenses. Why is that so high? Jags have been scoring a lot of points against good defenses. In fact, they scored a bunch against the Texans, which that game went over. So that was the only game that I was like, oh, that makes me nervous about betting the under until I looked into that game, and it was a fluky score. Jags scored a lot of points, but they only had 213 total yards on offense. I believe 4 total turnovers in that game. So just a little bit of a fluky experience over there for that Texans game. I expect this game to be much more similar to when the Broncos played the Texans, and that game total went up to 33 points. So I'm going to take the under 47.5 points in this one and hope the Jags offense stays at home. Moving on to our next game, the Patriots at the Ravens. The Ravens are 2.5 or 3-point favorites at home against the Patriots. The over-under set to 47.5 or 48.5. Sunday night game, little chilly. Not that chilly, though. Not have to measure hand size for this one yet. James, what do you got? Patriots, Ravens. I think I know.
WTF.
WTF, baby.
WTF. The gap on these two teams is crazy.
Crazy.
I mean, this is probably the farthest gap I've seen on teams favorite here. No
Big
brainer.
gap.
Patriots plus 140. We all know where I was going with this one. Come on.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy game. James, like you said, WTF. Both defenses, by the way, extremely banged up. So maybe that might factor into the game. Maybe that's what Vegas is making this out to be. But the Patriots have a much better offense, and they seem to be healthier on offense than the Ravens. Lamar Jackson's been absolutely abysmal when he has been healthy this season, and he's sick. He's not even practicing right now. He's got a tummy ache, and no one really gets sick quite like the AFC North quarterbacks do.
Is he going to have to take a mid-game poop again?
I sure hope so, because I am going to bet the Patriots, but I'm going to take them at plus 3 points, James. So that's an agreement, and that feels like a very solid candidate for our best bet of the week on Sunday night. Best bet of the week, by the way, between the two of us has been red hot. The last one we've missed, out of like our last 10, I think, was when we had the over, I think, and Baker Mayfield went down.
So not our fault.
Not our fault. That's
Only
an act of God.
God can stop us winning our weekly bet of the week.
That's it. Act of God. The only thing that's going to get us from not cashing on the Patriots at +3. Moving on to our last game on our slate, the last game of the week. It's Monday night. 49ers at the Colts. Got Grandpa Rivers walking back out in the football field to sling the pigskin all over the place. The Colts are getting 6.5 or 6 points at home. The over-under set to 46 or 46.5. What do you got? Obviously a dome game, no weather. What do you got on this one, James?
Well, the Colts have been statistically better this season than the 49ers. Mm-hmm. But that is, of course, with Daniel Jones. Last week with Phillip Rivers, a immobile quarterback is maybe how we should describe him with some of those dropbacks. I think I've seen more range of motion from people in nursing homes, but he still got it done. The brain was working, and that's pretty crucial here. One thing that I circled here and I said, does Phillip Rivers need to stand back in the pocket very often? The answer is no, because the worst part of the San Francisco 49ers defense is unfortunately their run D. And what do the Colts have? Pretty good
Jonathan Taylor, and the best run offense in the league, James.
Pretty good run game. As much as I love Rex Ryan on ESPN Morning Countdown, I do not agree with him that this guy can't get under center and at least hand off the ball. Even with how immobile he looked, he can definitely take 2 steps and hand it off in time. I think the Colts are going to win this game, but I don't know if I trust them with a money line. So I'm taking Colts at +6.5 here.
All righty, James. So I have basically same notes as you on this one as well. The one interesting note I have is Colts on a 4-game losing streak, losing to the Chiefs, Texans, Jags, and Seahawks. The 49ers on a 4-game win streak, beating the powerhouses of the Arizona Cardinals, Carolina Panthers, the Cleveland Browns, and the Tennessee Titans.
Wow.
Just a murderer's row.
Gauntlet. Was that an ACC schedule I saw there?
Holy guacamole.
Wow.
I'm scared if I'm facing those 4 teams against me. Like you said, so I had 2 questions going into this one when I was breaking this one down statistically is how well did Phillip Rivers actually do last week, and can the 49ers stop Jonathan Taylor? Rivers actually statistically very, very bad. He's sandwiched in between J.J. McCarthy and Cam Ward via my metrics that I use. Small sample size, and you have to take into account that Rivers faced the Seattle Seahawks defense, which is now tied in my metrics with the Texans as the best defense in the league. So he scored against them. He looked fine. His arm he doesn't have a cannon anymore, but he looked very accurate. And like you said, in between the ears, looked pretty good. Looked like he was operating the offense very well. Apparently, he was operating this offense as offensive coordinator, head coach for his son in high school all season. So I think it's like the same thing. And they've been even sharing notes, having like meetings with the head coach over there, Shane Steichen, with Phillip Rivers, just being like, hey, if this play's working in high school, maybe it'll work in the NFL sort of thing. So I thought that's crazy.
That's true.
I thought it was bullshit. But he looked like he was operating the offense. He was checking plays. He was like doing everything you would expect out of, somebody who knows what they're doing on offense. So I have to assume that's true. And that's what was going on. Colts are first in my metrics in run offense. The 49ers are 21st in run defense. So, Jonathan Taylor is going to get a lot of carries on this one. I wish my Jonathan Taylor team didn't get knocked out of the playoffs, because he's probably going to go absolutely nuts in this one with like 30 touches. And what if Phil Rivers kind of settles in and starts playing even better ball against a much worser defense in the San Francisco 49ers? So I'm going to agree with you here. Give me the Colts at +6.5. So what is that? 4 agreements, 1 non-disagreement, and 1 total disagreement, James?
That is correct.
Okay, cool beans. That's good news for us. But yeah, what did we say? I think we had the big wrong team favored would be
the
Patriots.
Only one where we 100% agreed was the Colts. But our biggest WTF is the Colts Pats or Patriots.
Patriots Ravens. on Sunday night. I really like that one. We did agree on the Colts, but I don't want to put my money behind a literal grandpa.
A Hall of Famer? You don't want to put your money behind a Hall of Fame quarterback?
No, I actually don't.
Okay.
I actually don't.
Okay.
Jags Broncos, we did not have an agreement. We were geometrically opposed in the Bucks and the Panthers game. I have the Buccaneers. You have the Panthers. The Packers. We were both on the Packers, right?
Yep.
Both on the Packers, both on the Rams. But that Seahawks defense is a little bit scary. It scares me, especially at home, especially without Devontae Adams. So I don't think that can be our best bet. And the Bears, I want to be a Bears hater as a Lions fan. I really do. And I want
in their fan base. They're talking about moving to Indiana.
I get it. That's why I said the Bears' home field advantage is worth nothing, because either their fans are dumb or they don't care. So
traffic getting in and out of Soldier Field is atrocious. I've experienced it many a time.
Really? I never have. Anyways, was it loud there on third down?
I mean, I've only been there for rugby matches, never a football game. So
well, never mind.
It gets loud, but that's also rugby fans.
So anyways, we're going to take the Patriots for my beautiful pregnant wife. It's a beautiful pregnant wife. Best bet of the week. Best bet of the year.
Wow, because
she's a Patriots fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's a Patriots fan. I caught her watching football without me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
And locked in watching the Patriots as they lost to the Bills, unfortunately, this week. But she was watching without me when I got home. She had the TV on. She was sitting on the couch and she was watching the Patriots and cheering, reacting to what was going on. Wow. So I didn't know she had that in her, but she appears to be a true Patriots fan.
Wow. Did she have Noah Khan on the background too, just really embracing the New England her? Or
basically, yeah, for sure. She's definitely listening to Noah Khan yesterday. So
did the lobster roll in too? Oh, I don't think you can have that when you're pregnant, actually.
I think if it's cooked, it's fine. And I don't think lobster has a lot of mercury. So I think she can eat lobster.
Wow.
I think she can. And who cares? Who really even cares? Just eat whatever you want. It's fine. She'll be fine. Anyways, we're going to take the Patriots and we're going to take them at plus 3 points for our best bet of the week. Like James has mentioned, I do have a baby on the way. I'm going to predict the baby is going to come tomorrow.
Wow.
Okay. Based on some signs, and I threw some chicken bones on our counter and said baby coming tomorrow. So it's a little bit of voodoo involved with that too, is with that prediction. But I think the baby is going to come tomorrow. I think we'll be live tonight, assuming Natalie doesn't go in labor, for Thursday night, the Rams and the Seahawks. So you can watch me sweat out this Rams Seahawks bet. I'll be obviously on the Rams at plus 1.5 points for that one. So subscribe to that. I have committed to getting our viewers winners. Okay. I don't know what the video will look like next week with NFL Insider James and myself. Might just be James hosting the show for his first time and me kind of in the background chirping at him in the comment section. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, we are going to keep these bets coming, and then we're going to take a break on the live watch parties indefinitely. I would say we're probably on season-ending IR after this week in terms of watch parties, but we might be back for, I'd say, maybe divisional round for the playoffs is kind of what we're eyeing for our final couple live watch parties of the season. James.
Wow. Exciting.
It's exciting.
Exciting for the Jakes. Just excitement around.
Exciting all around, but you know who should be most excited is our viewers, because we're going to keep getting them winners. All right? Cool. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time.